Welcome everybody to Badass Banking. It is another episode. And today I'm with Ed. Ed, pronounce your last name because I screwed up because it's French.
Bourgeois. It's pronounced just like it's spelled.
Bourgeois. Okay, that is a very regal name. And the name of your company is, you've had a lot of company names.
That's right. The DBA is AutoLink.
AutoLink.
We're Synergy Consulting, doing business as AutoLink.
And I knew it 20 years ago as My Easy Car Care, right?
Yeah, well, My Easy Car Care is still part of it. My Easy Car Care is the loyalty piece that each credit union member gets. But yeah, that's still part of the AutoLink solution.
Got it. Now, I remember when we met years ago, the reason, and I think it was literally the year 2000, right around Y2K. The thing that got me excited about what you were doing was you were allowing banks and credit unions at the time, I was at Affinity Federal Credit Union then, to position themselves as actual places to go to buy and shop and become more educated about the actual automobile itself, meaning a car, a vehicle, anything like that. I liked that. I always thought that credit unions and banks focused too much on the financing part. There's nothing exciting about the financing part, but there is something exciting about buying a car. Some people actually like shopping a car, and everybody likes that new car smell. Even if it's a used car and it's a new car to them, maybe it's a different smell, but I like what you're doing there. Can you tell us a little about the company and exactly what the value prop is?
Yeah, absolutely. So you're right. Around Y2K is when we met. The internet was introduced, I guess, whenever in the 80s, 90s.
Al Gore invented it, right?
Exactly. And that changed the way people buy, research, buy, and finance a car. Now today, when somebody wants to buy a car, they go online from their laptop, their mobile phone, even their TV, and they do research. And the average consumer spends about 10, 12 hours doing research before they even step into a dealership. So by the time they get into the dealership, they really are pretty informed on, what they're looking for, some of the pricing, et cetera. So what we do is we bring to the credit union website, or frankly, it can be banking websites as well, but we primarily focus on credit unions. And we bring to their website all the car research tools, car buying tools, financing tools, protection product tools, all of that to the credit union website under our patent pending technology, so that the member can do all of their research on the credit union website, spend that 10 to 12 hours, protected from the internet cookies. Because if they go to cars.com or TrueCar or dealer sites or NADA, the cookies are placed on their device. Then they get bombarded with big bank ads to finance their car, et cetera. So
it's relentless. It's absolutely relentless.
Exactly. So our technology sits on the credit union website and protects the member from those third-party cookies. So the only one that knows when the member's searching for a car is the credit union. We actually send loan leads to the credit union when their member's searching, where the member, the loan officer can follow up with that member, get them pre-approved, so that when the member walks into the dealership, they're acting like a cash buyer.
Yeah. So, I think today, the typical experience today for a bank or a credit union is the bank or credit union doesn't even know that member or customer is shopping for a car until they either apply for a loan through their lending department or get the car through the competition, which means they never know. So basically, you're able to say, we're going to be the tip of the spear. We're going to help you, the consumer, via your credit union, educate yourself about all the options out there available with the make, model, or car you're looking for. And at that point, the bank or the credit union, they're actually aware that shopper is out there and are able to engage that person. Is that the plan?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And we're continually presenting the credit union's online loan application, continually presenting the availability for the member to reach out to the credit union with a question, kind of like a chat function without a chat function built into the solution, where they can reach out and say, hey, what's the status of my loan approval? Can you help me, find this vehicle, et cetera? So yeah, it's a robust technology and marketing platform. It's technology that uses a lot of analytics, artificial intelligence, things like that, which helps the member do their research, stay connected with the credit union throughout the process.
Yeah, I like that. So let's say I buy the car through my credit union. You guys were part of it. How do you keep the credit union connected to that person that just bought that car?
Well, great question. And a big part of our solution, and we think it's 50% of the solution, is the marketing assets that we provide. We've got a whole marketing solution. We call it the partner portal, that the credit union has access to their own partner portal, where, for instance, each member that makes a vehicle loan with the credit union gets that My Easy Car Care benefit, the thing that you and I met on about 20 years ago.
Yep.
And what that is, basically we've negotiated fleet discount pricing with Jiffy Lube, Valvoline Instant Oil Change, NTB, Pep Boy, Safelite Auto Glass, things like that, where the member can get meaningful discounts on vehicle maintenance, travel expenses, things like that. Plus, it has a mobile app. It's all branded with the credit union. And via that mobile app, the credit union can push messages to the mobile app or via email about their loan specials, about maybe the virtual test drive videos that we provide, which is all the videos on all the vehicles from 2008 forward. That's a real popular feature, to push out those new videos on the 2020, 21 vehicles that are coming out, things like that. So the My Easy Car Care benefit is a big part of that ongoing loyalty, if you will, connection with the member. In fact, we just signed an agreement with SiriusXM, where our members are now going to get a 90-day trial membership to SiriusXM as part of that benefit. But we also have such things as what we call it the upgrade, vehicle upgrade opportunity, where the credit union can log into the partner portal and send an upgrade email to their members that maybe are getting toward the end of the term. They've got 10, 12, 15 payments left. Let's send them an upgrade opportunity to upgrade to that newer vehicle, get that new car smell again. It's all automated as part of the solution. And then when the member gets the email, they click on it, and we're getting a 50+% open rate on those emails. So it's very powerful.
Yeah,
but when they get the email, they click on it and they see the virtual test drive video of the new 2020, 21 vehicle. So it really gets them quite excited. So, and of course, then they become loan leads back into the lending staff, so the lending staff can close the deal.
Yeah, no, that's good. I like the fact that you stay there through the life cycle, that whole process from shopping through, maintaining the vehicle. It gives the bank and the credit union an opportunity to stay relevant throughout the whole ownership experience, which I think is important. And it increases the odds that bank or credit union will be part of the next round of financing. It also supports that position of advocacy. It also helps a bank or credit union decommoditize because the focus is more on the car, not just on the loan itself, right? People get excited and passionate about the car. Nobody's excited or passionate about the loan. So I like that. I think it fits kind of like the DNA of what a bank or credit union, a community bank or credit union are really all about. Let's talk for a minute about the auto industry. It's got to be bloody murder out there right now. What are you seeing? I know you posted an article on CEO Insight, and I'm going to put a link out there to it. What was the gist of that article?
Yeah, the gist of the article was, the auto industry has always embraced technology, data, analytics, marketing. They've done a really good job of reaching the consumer to sell cars and financing, et cetera. And COVID-19 has significantly enhanced the dealers, the manufacturers' use of technology. Now they're talking, end-to-end financing, touchless car delivery, things like that. So the gist of that article is to open the eyes of the credit union folks that, hey, the auto industry is continuing to embrace technology, data, analytics, marketing, et cetera. Credit unions need to understand that, because if they don't get into the game of helping their members do that research, ultimately get the financing of the credit union, they're going to lose more and more business, because everything's going digital. And if credit unions don't embrace digital, research, et cetera, consumers are going to continue to gravitate to the dealer network, the internet networks, et cetera.
Yeah, I actually bought a car through all this process, or through all this, COVID-19, and it was a unique experience. There was an advantage of it, by the way. And it was not a crowded showroom. Everything was done by appointment. Technology wise, and it was through Audi. Technology wise, I would say I was not too impressed. Physically, I thought they did a good job of making sure that I felt like they had a clean, safe environment. But the amount of paperwork that ensued, requiring a wet signature was still remarkable.
Right.
It seems to me banks and the dealers need to try to get away from this wet signature behemoth that we're faced with, right?
Yeah.
There's so much paperwork, pages. I would say it was like 40 or 50 pages, and I had to wait for the printer, and it was a nightmare. It took, I probably was there 3 hours too because of the logistics, the back office stuff. I got
Right.
there, I knew the make and model, I knew the actual car I wanted, I test drove it. I'm familiar with it, so I don't need that like walkthrough period. And then it was just a matter of sitting there going over the paperwork. And by the way, I didn't finance it at the dealer, so I didn't need to deal with their F&I guy. But the amount of paperwork and crap was
Yeah.
incredible. So you think, so if you were a car buyer now, when do you think the best deals are going to come out? Do you think the deals are going to start happening now for the 2020 years? I mean, the volume's got to be crushed. I read somewhere they're at about 30% of their normal volume of sales. I think that was the domestics. That'd be Ford, Chevy, and Dodge
Yeah.
or Chrysler.
Yeah, their volume got killed March, April, May, June. 40% in March, down from last year. 30% in April, 20% I think in May. So yeah, volume is down. They're scrambling to sell cars, but also to get inventory because the manufacturers shut down.
Yeah.
So the manufacturers are just cranking up. And in fact, in April, there were some really good deals on trucks. If you were looking for a pickup truck, they weren't selling anything. So the manufacturers came up with some huge rebates. So they actually almost sold out of trucks, if you will. So they're really scrambling to produce more trucks now. So, when are the car deals going to happen? Used cars right now, you can find some pretty good deals on them, although they're actually low on inventory there as well because the auctions were shut down.
Yeah, good point.
But so it's a bit of a mix. You've got to do your research and compare different models, compare different dealerships because some dealerships are hungrier than others. Some have more inventory than others. To answer your question, I think we're going to see more and more deals coming out because the dealers have got to sell cars. They're beginning to increase their inventory again. Inventory was down in new cars about 3 weeks ago. It's down 30% off of what it was same time last year.
Yeah.
So they just didn't have the inventory. So they weren't doing that many great deals, although, again, they've got to sell cars to pay the bills. Yep. End of month, last couple of weekends of the month is always still a good deal because they always have incentives toward the end of the month to sell more vehicles. But it's been a difficult time for that industry.
So how many clients do you guys have now?
We've got about 150.
150.
Coast to coast. We're in 30 plus states. So we're nationwide, and we're really trying to get more into the credit unions that do indirect lending because our solution now can help them. We can, for instance, if they're doing indirect lending, they can continue to do the indirect, but let us help them on the direct side and let us help them convert more of the indirect members into real members with mortgages, with checking accounts and things like that, because part of our marketing solution helps penetrate those indirect members. And for instance, on their indirect network, we can put their indirect, rather than listing maybe their indirect dealers on their website or putting links to their indirect dealers on their website, we'll actually show the indirect dealer inventory right on the credit union website and drive traffic to them if that's what they want.
Right.
Our solution is credit union centric. It's whatever works for that credit union is what we're going to present on their website and in their marketing strategy.
So one last question. How did you get into this business? I know at one point you were a bank COO and a bank director. How did you end up? I mean, you're in the dealer business in many ways, right? You're an auto guy.
I am. I am. Well, I spent 30 years in banking. I'm a CPA by education, did everything from a teller, lender, president, CEO, director, left banking a number of years back, started My Easy Car Care to help consumers save on financing and protecting their vehicle. And then I met my tech partner about 6 years ago, and we reinvented the company with AutoLink,
Got it.
realizing that credit unions and banks, but credit unions in particular, were losing out to the indirect world, to the dealer world, to the technology world. And we invented, and again, it's patent pending technology now that sits on the credit union website. So we reinvented it 6 years ago. And when I was in banking, I ran a non-prime auto finance bank. So I understood the non-prime space, the auto space, and I've stayed connected with the dealer world. I go every year to the National Auto Dealers Association conference to stay up with the dealer network, the dealers, the manufacturers. That's how I met the Cars.com folks, the TrueCar folks, the Carfax folks, the SiriusXM. That's how I stayed connected with that world, because we want to understand what they're doing so that we can bring that to the credit unions to help them compete against those folks.
Well, I like what you're doing. I'm a car guy. I think you probably know that. You follow me on Facebook. You see I got probably an addiction to things that run on gasoline and diesel.
Right.
I'm gonna put all your contact info in the links and in the comments below. That way people can get a hold of you. I'll put a link in there to the story you have on CU Insight. I think it's a really good story. There's some graphs in there and some statistical data that I think people will find interesting. Listen, it's been a pleasure. I hope people reach out to you. I think what you're doing is fantastic. I know the company's going to continue to grow. You did hint to me the other day you have a new partnership. Are you able to mention that new partnership?
Yes, I can. We entered into an arrangement with Allied Solutions Group. You know, we went out to build best in class in the auto vertical for credit unions, the best technology and marketing solution, with the hope of finding a major player that has the marketing, the boots on the ground in terms of opening the doors, bringing us to the credit union space. And we did sign an agreement with Allied Solutions Group. And now we're in the process of training their reps to understand, you know, what's going on in the space and how we can help their credit unions have a more successful auto lending program. So yeah, we're really excited about that.
Yeah, that's a big deal. Well, congratulations. Well, listen, again, I appreciate it. For those of you watching, please like, comment, dislike. It's all about engagement. That's all I care about. Hope to see you on the next episode. Again, Ed Bourgeois, thank you very much. And all his contact info will be below. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate it.